Herself at a crossroads and fed up with the rising cost of living, Sophia McRae took matters into her own hands, designing and building an entirely energy-efficient home. It didn't stop there. Sophia took things one step further, finding a way to heat her house using wine bottles.
Now, thanks to thermal mass, a thermal mass feature wall no less, and her cost-cutting creations, the Melbourne mum is making money in her new digs and hopes her eco efforts will encourage others to follow suit here.
And the woman behind the eco build, Sophia McRae, joins us live from Melbourne. Hello, Sophia.
Hey. Hey, Kylie. Hey, Larry. How are you?
Well, this seems a very savvy way to save. Where did you get this idea to design an energy-efficient home?
Look, I was able to teach myself with a lot of free resources. So this was back in 2017, 2018. I'd finally got myself a job where the bank would give me a loan. I was a newly graduated town planner. I looked into the government resource yourhome.gov.au, heaps of information, and that's where I got the idea that you can use thermal mass. Instead of having a polished concrete slab, it was a bit expensive for me, you can use water, and water has twice the bang for buck of thermal mass than concrete or anything else. So I realised I could use water to keep my house warm in the winter.
But how do you do water on a floor, sorry? So instead of a concrete floor, how do you do water on a floor?
Yeah, you saw the photos. So I was able to actually stack up bottles. And see, my dad's a winemaker, so I grew up seeing bottles stacked, and I knew that it was actually going to be secure and safe. And if I could have, 800 litres of water stacked up on my walls in a nice secure unit, then that would function as the thermal mass. So I asked my dad for some bottles.
Right, and the bottles are filled with wine or water?
Look, I was planning it to be water. Other people can do it with water. I was lucky enough to have a winemaker dad who had some wine that had gone off. He could not sell it. So, in fact, they are filled with wine, but no one drinks my thermal mass. No, it's too important. It's too important for heating my house.
That's a great T-shirt. No one drinks my thermal mass. So the sun comes in and heats the bottles, it heats the liquid during the day, and that's going to warm up the house overnight. That's the theory.
Yeah, well, look, it's not a theory, it works because I designed my house so that on the northern side, the eaves are the right length so that all the winter sun comes in during the winter and it's free heat, and it gets stored in the liquid and it releases slowly at night, just like your concrete driveway gets hot if the sun's on it, and then it stays warm in the evening. In the summertime, those eaves are the right length, so there's zero hot summer sun hitting my glass, and so the house stays cool. I run my reverse cycle air conditioner using free electricity, and that cools down the house in the summer, stays cool all night, because the house is really well insulated and there's no gaps, there's no leaks.
Okay, so you say you're now making money with how you live. How are you making money?
It's a really great outcome, and it's because I put on the solar panels, and so I get free electricity during the day in the house, and I run most of my appliances. I set the timer on the washing machine so that it works during the day. I've got an electric heat pump hot water system, so that heats up my hot water for free during the day, and I've got hot water at night. And of course, there's that feed-in tariff. It's not very much these days. It's around 6 cents per kilowatt that I put back into the grid. But because my house is so efficient, it hardly needs to use much from the grid. And so I am ahead. Now, I do have to rent a place in Melbourne because of, just helping my son through final bit of his education. So I've got both places on the same account. And so I'm in profit from my own house. It has zero power bills, and that leaves a bit extra to cover some of the electricity in this flat I'm renting.
Wow.
Fantastic. And all that wine there if you ever need it. Sophia, thank you. That's a really interesting chat. We appreciate your time this morning.
No one drinks Sophia's thermal mass. Remember that.
Right. All right. Thanks, Sophia. You can read more about Sophia's incredible story in the current issue of That's Life magazine. That is on sale right now.
Well, coming up, the secret detail in Usher's Super Bowl announcement.